talk to everybody after our breakfast.
Afterwards, guys.
But you know, everybody's free to come. We believe in democracy, and everybody's speaking, and I think that's healthy all the time.
Even when they're blasting you.
Well, if you want to be governor of Illinois and you want to step into the arena, you better have a tough hide. You know, I have a lot of people who may call me names, but I think there's a lot of people in Illinois agree with what I'm trying to do, which is to make sure we invest in our children and have good education, and sometimes you have to make reforms, like in the pension area, that are difficult but necessary for everyday people to have a good state, and that means education and public safety, and also making sure we have good health care. And we have had a budget deficit, and we've not chopped it down, and we're going to keep doing that, and we're going to reform the pensions. And I know some of the state workers don't like that, but they're going to have to accept what the voters, I think, at large want.
Governor Speaker Madigan says that what happens on pensions depends on what happens at a meeting between you and Leader Cross on Friday.
Well, Tom Cross and I are good friends, and so I'm good friends with Mike Madigan, the Speaker of the House. I really would like to see both leaders in the House of Representatives put 30 votes on a bill sponsored by Representative Elaine Neckritz. It's a good bill. It's a reasonable bill. It'll reform the pensions and do it once and for all in Illinois. And I think if each leader puts 30 votes on, we get 60, that's enough to pass it. And that's bipartisan. It's, I think, solving problems that the people want solved in our state. And we cannot have a situation where we're putting more money in the pension piggy bank than we're putting into our investment in education for our children. Children first and taxpayers first. That's what it's all about.
Nothing suggests that the two sides are going to put 30 votes each on that. So what's your second
Well,
plan?
I think each of the leaders is waiting for the other to move forward, and I hope we can, in the next couple of days, get everybody to jump in the water at the same time. You know, hold hands and let's go together. Let's do it in the best traditions of Illinois democracy, that we listen to the people, we enact something for the people. And I think it's very, very important that all the people of Illinois understand that we have an $83 billion liability in the pension. It goes up by $12 million every single day. We've got to do something about this, because right now it's squeezing out the money we have for our schools and our children. And I think the best way to have good jobs and a growing economy in Illinois is to invest in education. Jobs follow brain power. We want to have smart people in Illinois. We're not going to have a good education system. We're putting all our money into the pension system and paying retired workers so much money from the state instead of investing in our children.
But what are you going to say to Leader Cross to convince him to vote for this plan? He's on board, obviously, with a pension overhaul. He's all of those things you said.
Yeah, he's a good man, and I talked to Tom back on May 31st. We were going to vote on a plan, his plan, and it didn't have the votes. But I expect Tom Cross to come forward on Friday, we hope, and have 30 votes. You know, this is not a time to dilly-dally. It's a time to act. We have the bond houses that rate our bonds. They're poised to act, and we better pay attention to them. And we have a good plan. It's the Elaine Neckritz bill. It's very specific. It'll put us in full funding in a reasonable period of time and make sure Illinois is strong. And we want to make sure our state is strong and our economy is strong. We cannot be running in place, playing politics before the election. We've got to do what's right on policy for everyday people to get this problem solved and get our economy going at full strength.
But Madigan seemed to put the onus on you to convince Cross to put the votes up.
Well, we're a team. Everybody works together. I'm the quarterback.
But Madigan was putting the onus on you to get Cross to deliver.
Okay, I got to bring Tom Cross together. Well, I'm happy to join with Tom and with Mike and with John and with Chris Radonio. This is something that all of us together can do for the good of the state, for the common good. Too often in Illinois, maybe that wasn't thought about enough. And I think as long as I'm governor, the public interest, the common good comes first. And reforming the pension system, this problem that's existed for 3 or 4 decades, this is imperative for our state economy and for jobs. Folks who are paying the taxes, I have to understand that we'll have a better economy in Illinois if we reform this public pension system that's squeezing too much money out of our schools and our public health and our public safety.
Why have you called all the leaders together? We've got to get into the breakfast, guys. Last question.
Why
have you called all the leaders together?
We've been talking all the time. We've been talking all year.
You have meetings.